We are very, very tickled to have exclusive on this with Mr. Kimbrough. Come on in. I don't know what I was expecting. When we started leaving the conference room and came back here, I thought, well, I guess I was in that Stone Age mentality. I was thinking, well, there's going to be a few people back there, and there's going to be all this equipment, and I'm in the room with two wonderful ladies. That
Amber Jones, Tammy Bird, yes.
Oh yeah, she's mad already. I told you, don't say she's going to do the talking. You get put on camera, and all these monitors that I want the television station to buy some like that, and I won't wear trifocals anymore. But this is the heartbeat of the operation.
It is, yes sir, it is.
Let's stage things right quick. Our manager of service is Larry Galloway. He's back here with us.
Right.
We've got a storm that passes through on a Friday afternoon about 3:30, and it starts really wreaking havoc. County Road 49, Geneva County, runs all the way through Rehoboth. You got 5,000 customers without power in about a 45-minute period.
That's right, about 2 weeks ago, yes sir.
And it goes from we see a cloud coming to 5,000 customers with no electricity.
Yes sir. Broken poles, lines on the ground, and like you say, a mess. And that's what these guys then handle for us. I mean, the technology you see here today allows us to be able to more efficiently and more quickly handle disasters like that happened 2 weeks ago. Much better than we were able to in our past history.
In fact, before we turned the camera on, we talked about go back 7 years.
Yeah.
And at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon, the office would be closed.
Right.
Mr. Galloway would be getting the phone calls at his home, correct?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we, just short 7 years ago, that's how we basically handled the outage situation. That the outage line after 5 was routed to the dispatcher or the manager on call. Mr. Galloway was one of those, and you can imagine him trying to answer the phone.
Larry, it's 5:02, and I'm a little late getting in on the line. How long did I have to wait for you to answer the phone back then?
You probably, since I didn't have a call waiting at my house, you would probably dial numerous times to be able to get into that. To get that spot.
If I could get you at all.
A wonderful lilting voice.
Saying, we really don't know. But take us through what happened a couple weeks ago.
Well, now through technology, through our outage management system, all of our SCADA systems that we have in place, we're able to handle multiple phone calls coming in at one time. If the phone number is recognized in our system, and that's why we encourage our members to have accurate information, because it helps us help them when we're trying to restore power. All of these things are happening. The outage management system is taking those calls. It's recognizing the outage, and it's automatically populating it for our dispatchers to see. They're automatically being able to dispatch our service crews to the area, not necessarily guessing now where the problem is, but because of the technology, knowing where
pinpointing where it is.
Yes, sir.
GPS plays a part in this.
Yes.
So many other forms of, as we went back and talked about earlier in the conference room, the technology.
Right.
Now, Brad has a cell phone. His wife has a cell phone. They have a landline, and this sounds so elementary, but it's so important. Right. You have a landline to your home. Landline's out. It's blown down with the power line that you're trying to report. Your phone number, your cell number is registered with Wiregrass Electric, but your wife's is not. And the call comes from your wife. So does that cause a delay?
Well, if we don't have a phone number from the call recognized in the system, yes, sir, it can. That's why we encourage, and we can recognize many different phones. I mean, in our system, we can recognize multiple lines, multiple numbers, cell, business, home, whatever. We encourage every member to have accurate information because it helps us respond quicker, and ultimately to the end user helps them get their power restored quicker.
Unbelievable. Larry, would you mind just stepping around this way, because you brought out some things that I think the customers need to know. that if there's a problem, right here, this address,
Yes, sir.
you have many ways you can check the lines through these computers
That's correct.
to that and find out where the breach is in the line.
Yes, sir. We about 8 to 10 years ago, we installed what is referred to as a smart meter. That smart meter gives us the capability to send a signal to that meter to see whether the power is actually on or not. If the power, we can do what is called a smart ping when a consumer calls in and we have identified that meter as being out. We can do a smart ping, and what it does is, with technology, it starts moving back up the line and finding where the first meter that actually has power. Then it pinpoints, we have switches in between those, and then it pinpoints this switch is open. Once we pinpoint that, then through, we have GPS on all of our trucks. I know we can see where our trucks are located. We look to see which one is the closest to. We dispatch that truck or that crew to that outage. In each truck, they have a Garmin that has not only the streets on it, but has our power lines overlaid those streets. They can do a search in the Garmin for by person's name, by street address, by meter number, by transformer number, any way that you would find a location. They can plug that into the Garmin, and then it will give driving directions of where they're at to where they need to go to start patrolling the line. So yes, sir, it speeds up things very much more so.
I've got one of those, Brad, this is one of those Charlie wants to know questions. We don't do scripts. How many years have you been in the service department here?
Too many.
Honest guy, but approximately.
30-something years.
He is a veteran.
Yes, he is.
He should know his business, and he does. Yes. And he's been so kind in letting us go behind Brad, the whole crew, even Mark over there, letting us go behind the scenes and letting you know where you get your power and how everything works with them. My question for Larry is, out of 37 years, is there any one area, Wiregrass Electric Cooperative, and we're in the Hartford office, that you can identify and you can say, Charlie, I have had more problems with this particular area of storms coming through than any other area in the Wiregrass?
Not off the top of my head,
Okay.
because we serve such a large area. North to south is not, we're not tremendously big north to south, but east to west, we are extremely wide. We go from the Chattahoochee River at the Georgia line to about 17 miles on the other side of Florilla to the Yellow River. So at any point in time, if we have any weather whatsoever, most of the time the weather comes from west to east. So you can,
unless it's from Gulf South to up north, and those are the ones you really don't want to talk about.
No, sir, that would probably drive me to retirement. Yes, sir.
At 37 years, you're eligible.
Right.
What is the last major headache that Larry had? Not any of these little storms we're talking about, the tornadoes. Let's talk about tropical weather. What's the last one you remember?
The one that really stands out to me is in '95, Hurricane Opal, because it was probably the most extended. And we had the most trouble from one end of the system to the other.
How many less goody powders would you have taken had you had all of this technology in 1995?
I would have got a lot more sleep.
That's what we thought. We're going to talk more to our friends Wiregrass Electric Cooperative and Power South on the program right after this. Stay with us.